And I am now admitting everyone in the waiting room. Good morning. This is a hearing before the Licensing Board for the City of Boston. Today is May 27th, 2020. I'll introduce the chair, Kathleen Joyce, and we will get started.
Good morning, I'm Kathleen Joyce. I'm chair of the Licensing Board, and this morning I'm joined by Commissioner Kiana Saxon, and I believe Commissioner Liam Curran is with us as well. And thank you for joining us. It's important that we're still getting the transactional business done, and your cooperation with this virtual hearing format is appreciated.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I just connected now. Now I can hear you.
Okay, great. So some procedural matters. If everyone would please mute yourself. We will be holding this virtual hearing pursuant to Governor Baker's emergency order temporarily relaxing the open meeting law. This hearing will be recorded and will be posted on the Licensing Board's website within 24 hours. All matters will be taken under advisement and will be voted on by the board during Thursday's voting meeting. As a reminder, this will be conducted the same way as an in-person hearing would. I will call each item in the order it is on the agenda. The applicant and any attorney can make a presentation, at which time the board will ask any questions. We will then ask for anyone who wants to speak in support to do so. We begin with elected officials or their representatives, and then we will do the same for anyone speaking in opposition. If you would like to speak, I would ask you to use the hand raise function or the chat function so that we're not speaking over each other. And again, as a reminder, please mute yourself unless you are making a presentation or I have called you in order to testify. Calling Pyramid Tudor Wharf Hotel, LLC, doing business as Residence Inn by Marriott, located at 44 Charles River Avenue. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Timothy P. Brett to Ryan D. Phillips. Attorney Alexander Fury.
Good morning. Mr. Fury, are you with us? I think you're on mute.
Mr. Fury?
Hear me? I'm sorry.
Yep.
There we go.
You see me?
Yes.
Yes, we can see you.
Ryan Phillips, I will unmute him as well.
Oh, perfect. Well, thank you so much. So my name is Alex Fury. I'm an attorney. I represent Pyramid Tudor Wharf, which owns and operates the Residence Inn by Marriott in Charlestown. We're here today for a application on change of manager. We're asking that Ryan Phillips be appointed as the manager for that location. Mr. Phillips has been an employee of the Pyramid Hotel Group for over 23 years. He's well versed in the duties and responsibilities of serving and selling alcohol to patrons. He's worked for us at the Hilton Woburn as a assistant manager, as well as the Residence Inn at the Seaport in Boston. He currently is the manager of the Residence Inn over in Charlestown. Mr. Phillips is going to be working there 40 hours a week. He's very familiar with the duties and responsibilities of serving alcohol to patrons. He's also familiar with the general rules for the licensing board for the city of Boston. And Mr. Phillips is here today joining our meeting.
Thank you, Attorney Fury. I just have two outstanding questions for Mr. Phillips. Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
I am.
And are you a citizen? Okay, and are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I have no questions. Is there anyone here who wishes to testify in support or opposition of this change of manager application? Okay, thank you both very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Calling Newberry Guest House, Inc., doing business as Newberry Guest House, located at 257 to 261 Newberry Street. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change of officers directors of the licensed business. Lastly, is petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Nubar Der Hagopian to David E. Garabedian. Is there anyone present for Newberry Guest House?
Yes, that's me. I'm David Garabedian.
Good morning.
And good morning.
This is just a change of manager?
A change of
there's a
manager
change
and
in
the change
officers
of
and directors.
officers. Yep, I've been
Okay.
added to the officer. I am the president of the company, and I'm also the manager of the inholder's license.
Okay. Mr. Garabedian, are you a citizen?
I am.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
I am.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
I do. I've worked at the hotel for several years, and the hotel's been in the family business for over 28 years.
Okay. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
I am.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone here who wishes to testify in support or opposition of this application? Do either of the other commissioners have any questions?
None at this time, thanks.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Mr. Garabedian.
Thank you.
Calling Liquid Art Boston LLC, doing business as Liquid Art House, located at 100 Arlington Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day all-alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Nusret Boston LLC, doing business as Nusret Steakhouse at the same location. Ali Volkan Afchi, manager, 12:30 a.m. closing hour. Attorney Dennis A. Quilty.
Good morning, Dennis Quilty here, representing the applicant. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Thank you. And I know Ali is with us as well. I saw him pop up on the screen earlier.
I think I see
Ali?
him. Yep.
Ali, are you there?
He's on mute. He is here.
Yes, I'm
There he is.
here. Yes, I'm here. Sorry.
There it is. Thank you very much. So this is a corp-to-corp transfer of the license at 100 Arlington Street from the Liquid Art House to Nusret Boston, which is a steakhouse concept with a very famous Turkish chef, the famous Salt Bay chef at this location. The entities upstream are owned by the same persons, if you will. So there's really just a change of concept here. And Mr. Afsi, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, we're asking for him to be named the manager of record. There are no other changes to operations, closing hour, capacity, et cetera. We did have a successful meeting with the Bay Village Neighborhood Association and as we arrive here today, are unaware of any opposition to this application. And one thing I would like to ask, Madam Chair, is that you consider, if you approve, that you would consider approving a CV license independently so that if they are able to, they may be able to open for takeout, delivery, and the like before the ABCC action is taken.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Afshi, are you already an approved manager of record by this board?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone here who wishes to testify in support of this application?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Mariana Calderon from Councillor Flink's office. The councillor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anna.
Is there anybody else who wishes to testify in support or opposition of this application? Commissioners, do you have any questions? Okay, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling R&G Enterprises, Inc., doing business as Sagarinos, located at 11 Wormwood Street. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Mad Mag Partners LLC, doing business as Sagarinos at the same location. Francesca Di Rocco, manager, 11 p.m. closing hour. Attorney Dennis A. Quilty.
Good morning again. I did not see Francesca. Are you with us, Francesca?
Yes.
Oh, there she is.
Good morning.
There she is. Good morning. In a similar fashion, this is a corp-to-corp transfer of this existing business to Ms. DeRico and her entity, and we were asked for Ms. DeRico to be named the manager of record. I'm sure the board is aware, although we met with the 4 Point Neighborhood Association some time ago, apparently this morning there was some communication about issues that arose. So I just want to apologize to the board. We did meet with them, unaware that they were requiring us to notify them of what our hearing date was. As the board is well aware, of course, we've had many weeks passed before the board got to the virtual hearings, and we had already had our meeting and presumed that it was appropriate to file and go forward, and we therefore did so. So, I mean, we're happy to answer any questions the board might have, but again, this is a corp-to-corp transfer, no other changes being requested to closing hour operations or the like. And we'd certainly be happy to work with the residential community around the property. They obviously are in this location, and this business has been in this location because it serves those very residents in that area. So we're certainly going to do everything to cooperate with the residents going forward. So this is a very popular business in the community, and we intend to operate it that way. Ms. DeRico's longtime area resident, works close by in the area, is very familiar with city processes, and will very carefully adhere to all the rules and regulations of the board going forward.
Okay, thanks very much. Is there anyone here who wishes to testify in support?
Yes, I would like to speak in support. Madam the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Councilor Flink's office would like to go on record in support and respectfully ask that the applicant continue working closely with neighbors and the civic group on deliveries and quality of life issues. Thank you.
Thanks, Anna.
Is there anyone here who wishes to testify in opposition?
It's Tom Reddy from the 4 Point Neighborhood Association. So not that we're in opposition of the transfer. We'd just like some clarity around the questions that were raised in the meeting on March 31st. And that's what we're interested in. Thank you.
Okay.
And
Okay, is there anyone else? I'm sorry.
McCammond has also raised her hand to speak.
Okay.
Yes, just to reiterate Tom's points, we are looking for resolution on the selling of NIPS, which we've requested not be sold, and also certain constraints on deliveries of existing practices that have caused some interruptions and difficulties for the neighborhood. So we just formally request that the applicant comes back and works with these issues before the license is transferred. Thank you.
May I respond, Madam Chair?
Sure.
First of all, I want to let the board know that I had a conflict the night of that particular meeting, so it was handled by an associate in our office. I was aware that some issues had been raised. I was unaware that we were expected to go back for discussion of those. I think we can divide this into two areas. Deliveries, first of all, these people are new to the business, so I hope they don't get saddled with concerns of the previous owners for deliveries, but they're very well aware of the situation in the area and will cooperate fully in terms of deliveries. I would hope that would not be a reason to withhold a further delay, as the board is certainly aware this business, unlike others, could actually open were it approved. And they're anxious to do so. On the question of NIPS, it came up. There was a discussion about it. We stated our preference, which is very simply, unlike an application for a new license or the presentation of a new business to an area, where obviously the board has great concerns, and I know that the practice of no NIPS has been around for some time. These people, I think, are in a different situation. I mean, they bought and paid for assets of this business, and every asset of the business was included. So they paid for the right to operate as the current business has been operating, which include, they had no restriction on that license. I mean, I'm unaware, I'm unaware because I never represented the predecessor ownership, and perhaps the board is aware of what issues there may have been. I'm unaware of any issues that they had with that, with the sale of that particular product. And again, I just think that in fairness to treat, you know, these people bought and paid for, if you will, that right among others. And it seems to me they are, hopefully we are able to be granted the right to do that unless and until we have some issue that we get called in front of the board for, and then obviously things are different. But you know, I think we stated our position to the community. We hope to be cooperative to the community and just feel as though that this particular business is in a different category than were it a new business to the area or an additional package store being allowed or the like. So again, we would just ask the board to take into consideration that, you know, that their sale included all of the assets of the business. And you know, as a result, they'd like to have the benefit of that bargain and operate, and they think they can operate well and safely and within the regulations of the board. So we'd certainly ask the board in any event to vote on the transfer of the business so that they're not waiting another month to go back. You know, we'd be happy to provide a transportation, I mean, you know, a delivery plan to the board and share it with the neighborhood. But again, I mean, we're hopeful that, I mean, our meeting was in March. Here we are, it's almost June. And again, this business, unlike others, could actually open if approved. So we would certainly hope that you would advance the application. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just going to ask the manager of record questions one more time. I know you hit upon some of them, Attorney Quilty, but Ms. DeRico, are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident in the Commonwealth?
Yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes.
And are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
I am.
Okay. So, Commissioners Curran and Saxon, do you have any questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alpha Wines Inc., doing business as Walsh Wine and Spirits, located at 313 to 315 Washington Street. Holder of a retail package store, all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license and location from the above to New Wall Liquors Inc., doing business as Walsh Wines and Liquors, located at 388 Washington Street. 1,574 square feet of first floor commercial space at 388 Washington Street. Niraj Shrestha, manager, 11 p.m. closing hour. Lastly is petition to pledge the license of Alpha Wines Inc. Attorney Stephanie Boudreau. I will unmute Stephanie. Stephanie, can you hear us? Is there anyone here, anyone else here for Alpha Wines Inc.? I think we can. Is there anyone? All right, so Stephanie has indicated her audio is not working.
Maybe she can call in from a telephone.
Yeah, Stephanie, did you want, if you can hear us, do you want to try calling in? Okay, well, so why don't we move on to the next agenda item, and while Stephanie is calling in, we will we'll wait and come back to her. So moving on to Pushcart Cafe, doing business as Pushcart Cafe, located at 115 Salem Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day wine and malt beverages with liqueurs license has petitioned to transfer the license and location from the above to Dolce Inc., doing business as Dolce, located at 272 Hanover Street. In one room on ground floor with seating and espresso bar, storage, kitchen, prep area, and restroom and basement. Frank DiPasquale, manager, midnight closing hour. Attorney William G. Ferrullo. I see Attorney Ferrullo is connecting. Is there anyone else here from Pushcart Cafe?
Good morning. This is Ryan Gosda here. I work with Attorney William Ferrulo. If I can speak on his behalf while he's connecting here, if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Just trying to start my video as well. Again, good morning. This is Ryan Gosda from McDermott Quilty & Miller on behalf of Dolce Inc. This is a transfer of an existing beer, wine, and cordials license from Pushcart Cafe on Salem Street. We're seeking to transfer this license to Dolce Inc. on Hanover Street. The site formerly had a beer, wine, and cordials license, which was transferred out into the Leather District a couple of years ago. We're now seeking to get a similar license back into that space. As part of that, we are expanding the menu. It was formerly a dessert gelateria concept, and now there'll be more expansive items such as pizza, calzone, sub sandwiches, things like that. So we're seeking to basically get a license back into the space that was formerly existing. No operational changes. Hours of operation will be a 12 p.m. closing hour. And other than that, no major changes proposed. Frank DiPasquale will be the manager of record. I believe he is on here as well by voice at least, and he is an approved manager of record by this board.
Okay. Attorney Gosda, just for the record, could you elaborate a little bit on the public need for this type of license at this location? Because it's a transfer of the location as well. I'd like to get a little more information on that.
Sure. I mean, I would just state again that this site formerly did have this license in the North End, and it transferred out of the neighborhood. And this is an existing North End license moving from one street over into another North End location just a couple of blocks away, kind of in keeping with what was formerly there. So we're not seeking to add any new licenses to the North End. We're actually just replacing one that actually left. And with respect to capacity, this license is severely reducing the seating capacity from what the license is coming from on Salem Street. The Hanover Street, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but
Okay.
I believe it was, call it over 50 or so for the Pushcart Cafe. And this gelateria Dolce location has around, I believe, 12 seats. So it's much smaller than what it formerly was.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone here who wishes to testify in support?
Madam Chair, this is John from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, and we would like to have the vote deferred. We don't anticipate any issues, but we would want to appear in front of the community organizations first.
Okay. Was there any community process on this?
Yeah, if I could respond, this is Ryan again.
Sure.
Yes, so we had been in communication with ONS several months ago before all of this craziness started. Kind of got lost in the mix, so we apologize for that. We have no issue meeting with Nunick and Nura. We would just ask that rather than coming back before the board again for a second hearing, if the board would just defer the vote on this. We have been in communication with Nunick. We are on their schedule for June 8th for a meeting with them. So again, we have no meeting, no issues meeting with the community. We would just ask that the vote would be deferred rather than holding a second hearing.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone else here who wishes to testify in support of this application? Is there anyone here who wishes to testify in opposition of this application? Do either of my commissioners have questions? Okay, thank you all very much for joining us today. I think we do have one more, right, Leslie?
I believe Stephanie is attempting to call in. I don't see her yet. Get up here. Just make sure she has the dial-in number.
Is the manager of record with us?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Neeraj Shrestha.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, ma'am.
Leslie, can I
we can
begin with the manager of record questions?
Proceed with the manager of record questions.
Okay. Oh, Stephanie's asking for the call-in number. It's on the top of the agenda. Leslie, if you want to. Sir, if you want to wait a minute, we'll see if your attorney can dial in.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, she just emailed me privately, so hold on a second. It's 646-876.
I am sending it to her. Well,
We've been lucky so far with these virtual hearings. We haven't had too many glitches, but
I think so many people are on their internet. Everyone's internet's struggling a little bit. All right, if we want to go ahead with the manager of record questions, and then as soon as Stephanie pops up, I'll admit her.
okay.
Oh, wait, here she is.
Is that you, Stephanie?
Yes.
All right.
Sorry
Good.
about that.
No, we can hear you.
Okay. So
Leslie, you already
I'm
muted in?
Stephanie Boudreau,
Okay.
representing, do you want to call the hearing or?
I will call calling Alpha Wines Inc. doing business as Walsh Wine and Spirits, and the description has been read into the record.
Thanks. So I'm Stephanie Boudreau, representing Newa Liquor. We're here for a transfer of an existing liquor license from Alpha Wines to Newa Liquors. Alpha has operated for many years at 318 Washington Street in Brighton as Walsh Liquors. Our client, Newa Liquors, is seeking a transfer of the license to open a new liquor store at 388 Washington Street. The liquor store will also be known as Walsh Liquors. The proposed manager of record who is on the call is Niroj Shretha. He's worked for Walsh Liquors for full-time and part-time over the past many years. He's currently the manager of Dunkin' Donuts in Coolidge Corner in Brookline. And once he opens the store, he'll be full-time at Walsh Liquors. He's tip certified, crowd certified, and has experience running a liquor store. And he is on the phone to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Shrestha, I'm sorry about mispronouncing your name, but I just have a couple of additional. Okay, I just have a couple of additional questions for you. Are you a citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes, ma'am.
Your attorney has already described your experience in the food and beverage industry. The final question is, are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth regarding the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone else who wishes to testify in support of this application?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. I would like to go on record in support of this proposal. The applicant has been a long time Brighton business. They went in front of the Brighton Allston Improvement Association, the local civic, and received support as well. Our office did not have a chance to do an abutters meeting, but in lieu of no concerns being presented by the civic and the fact that we're unsure of when we'll be able to carry on abutters meetings in the future, we would like to go on record of support. We just ask that the applicant, continue to work with new neighbors as they move into this new location and address any concerns and be a good community partner.
Okay. Is there anyone else here who wishes to testify in support? Anyone here wishes to testify in opposition? Attorney Boudreau, just to clarify for the record, because I asked the other applicant as well, because this is a transfer to a new location, could you just, for the record, restate the public need for this license at this location?
It will be called Newa Liquors, DBA Walsh Liquors.
Okay, but we're
Was that
looking
your
for.
question? Sorry.
No, the question is public need.
Oh, the public need.
Yeah.
So there is the existing liquor store, which has been in use, like I said, for many years. It's going to be closing down, and this new one is essentially going to take its place.
Okay. Okay, I don't have any additional questions. Commissioners, do you?
None. Thank you.
Okay, we don't have any additional questions, so thank you very much for joining us.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.